I'm going to go over the cleaning of ILQ9 bearings. For the sake of this exercise, I am going to use my skate. I skate on a marathon speed skate. This is a K2 Radical Pro with a high-low frame, which means in the back we have 110 wheels. In the front we have 100s. These are outdoor wheels. Just for the sake of knowing, this is an indoor wheel with ILQ9s as well. I try to keep my bearings separate, one set of bearings to my indoor wheels, one set to my outdoor, because in this case I was out skating to the gym the other day and it started to rain while I was there. I had no choice but to skate home in the rain. Therefore, these things are nasty, dirty inside, even though they are sealed bearings. They still have dirt inside. I took and opened them up just to test that theory, and certainly there was a brown muckety muck in there. So there's no doubt steel bearings do get water and dirt inside, even though it's they're advertised to be sealed and nothing can get in. In the case of the K2, they're easy on, easy off. Standard T-Allen wrench. The beauty of the K2, by the way, with most of your more pro-grade skates, 8mm axle, bolt straight to the frame. There is no nut on the other side like you'd see with your recreational skates that you'd buy at like a Dick's or Modell's or someplace else that you'd get for $50 to $80. They do have a washer that separates the bearings on the inside. To open them up, you want to go easy around the inside of the bearing because there is a washer on the inside. Get just to the inside of the bearing because there's a spacer inside. Spacer looks like this. This is called a satellite spacer. There are different types of spacers. Your pro-grade skates will have these satellite spacers in them. You notice that I came around easy because I didn't want to jam that spacer that was in there. Okay. I have a habit of trying to be anal retentive, organized, and I put my spacers on my axles so that everything's together. So that when I'm done and I come back to the end of the project, everything's together. All right. So we got one off. You can take the other side of the T-Allen or anything that's got a very blunt, large, wide edge on the other side. And pop the other one out the other side. Now, the next step is to open up the seal or get the seal off if you're going to clean these properly. This particular bearing's not so nasty. It's not making any sound, but it's still got a lot of gook in there. Don't want to destroy the lighting here of the shot. I'm going to get down under the seal, put the straight pin under it. Don't be a sissy about it. Just get under there. I'll start sliding it around. Of course, this is obviously being a jerk to me when I want to demonstrate. Go around, lift the seal out. I've picked a straight pin. That's cheap. All right, so there we go. So this is what the seal looks like. Are you wondering what this is? It's not plastic. This is nylon. This casing is nylon. The bearings on the inside, in the case of the ILQ, you've probably heard all the hype. 6 bearings, not 7. The race inside has this nylon retainer ring that holds the balls in play. So how do you get them out? Well, you can take your same straight pin and push the nylon retainer ring off from one side. Now here's the interesting thing that you really need to know about cleaning ILQs as you get through the project. You're going to clean this separately. Now, I've been told to use acetone. and I do use acetone, but only on the bearings themselves and the metal parts, not on this retainer ring, because it leaves a nasty residue, and you'll think that you're crazy for trying to clean it later, but it'll drive you nuts trying to clean it with like a Q-tip or paper towel. There's nothing that can get that residue off easy. So don't clean these with acetone. You can just boil these in hot water or something of that nature. Now we have what's left is the race around the outside, the inner ring, and the 6 bearings are now floating freely. So you have a choice. You can clean these as is in the race if you're careful about it, or you can just pop them all out. The way you get them all out is you take your straight pin, you move all the balls to one side, all these ball bearings to one side, and ta-da, it all comes apart. Now this is going to give you your ultimate opportunity to clean everything. There's not going to be a chance that you can have any grit or anything left when you clean these. We'll get to the process of cleaning it all next. So we have this ring here, and you're going to get to the point where after you clean them, you're going to put this back together again. You're going to go, well, geez, how do I get those balls and everything back in? It's the same process. You'll put the balls back in at one edge, put the ring in, and then spread the balls around. Then when you spread those balls around, you'll take this here and place it back over the balls. It's a little bit of a chore, but it's not difficult. It's one of those things where you have to be thinking. Why do I say that? Because on one side of this race is where the seal goes, and on the other side is the open side. So that means the balls in this have to go, this has to go in from one side only. The seal has to go in from the other side. So every time you put one of these back together again, you have to be very careful of the process. I don't know if I'm going to be able to demonstrate, but if you look right here, you see here there's a little groove that I'm wrapping this pin around. It's absent on this side. There is no groove. So this will go in from this side with the balls. The seal will go on this side, and everything will be shut down. I'll go through this, but I wanted to kind of give you a heads up as we start the project, in case you decide to get ahead of me. Okay, we're now down to the cleaning section. Here is a bearing that's complete still. It's still sealed. Well, not sealed, but the bearings are still inside the race. And then here, if you don't recognize one of these, this is like a jewelry cleaner. It's an ultrasonic cleaner. You can get these off of eBay for like 20 bucks. You don't need anything seriously pro grade. If it vibrates, it loosens dirt, bottom line. And the whole point of an ultrasonic cleaner is that it moves at high vibrations. So that's one way to get these clean. You can put acetone straight in here, but don't put any plastic in there. The acetone will melt it, and you have like this gooey residue all over everything. Over here, we have a pot of water that's boiling. Now, why do we have a pot of water that's boiling? Because, and we'll get to this, I will demonstrate. If you want to clean these, you can in water. Believe it or not, if you buy a set of ILQ9s, you might have watched the video with Eddie Matzker, he'll clean them in boiling water, and it'll vibrate and accomplish the same task as an ultrasonic cleaner. So obviously not everybody's going to want to go out and buy one of these. Equally important, you don't need one of these if you've disassembled the entire bearing. The whole point of this is to remove the loose grit and dirt. So with this, you can just take all this, put it in the hot boiling water if you want, or just put it in warm water, or just soak it in acetone and rub them by yourself, whatever you want to do. But the point is, once you take them apart, you've really eliminated much of the need for this or the hot boiling water. So at this point, if you're going to keep them closed, okay, you can put them in here, throw in your water, or in this case acetone in here, boiling water here, okay, and we're going to demonstrate that now. Oh, and I also have this bowl over here. As you notice, I have our nylon race retainer. Keep them all together in a separate place. Alright, so let's get on with the cleaning.